Hello, this is a continued review on my 2023 Honda XR150. I'm really starting to love this bike. In my other reviews, I talked about how I had a motorcycle since 12 years old. The last 25 years I didn't do any trail riding, but so I figured this would be the best way to get back into it with a entry-level bike. So I bought the Honda XR150. It has the MSRP of $29.71, but by the time you pay the taxes and the dealer fees and their prep fees, I end up paying $3,700 for it, $3,777. So I have almost 400 miles on it. The first thing I did, because I've had dirt bikes all my life, I bought this for trail riding. But I want to be able to legally drive on the street to the trails. And this is perfect. I'm rediscovering trails that I haven't been on for 40 years. What I did first to this bike is I got rid of those stock the tires that came with it. They're street gravel tire. They're not suitable for any kind of trail riding. That with the tire tread, what'll happen is you'll end up sliding out on mud or something like that and not having the proper traction, and it's going to discourage you. Anybody who buys this bike is probably older like I am. I'm 61 years old, or an entry level. So I got a 50-50 tire. So this is what a 50-50 tire looks like. Front, and here's the back. So that'll give you a lot more traction on the trails. And it's still, I haven't noticed anything on the street that would say I'm not happy with these tires, but it's such a great increase on the trails. Some things I really like about this bike. First off, it has the low seat height. I think it's 32.5 inches. Plus, the seat is the most comfortable seat I have ever sat on. So, there are two pluses. It's an entry-level bike, but Honda just knows what they're doing. The back rack is so useful for putting things on, and it's sturdy. So I could put things on to go out for my daily ride. I have back foot pegs it comes with. So you have the rear foot pegs for a passenger. I think it's sprung more for the ability to take two people. Because I had my son on, we're each about 175 pounds, and I had my son riding with me, and it wasn't like it was sinking to the ground. We were just on the street though. But let me tell you what you're going to get with this bike. Another thing is the foot pegs. The foot pegs are horrible. I got rid of them right away. I found a pair of CRF 250 foot pegs, which aren't the greatest, but they're a lot better. So I got rid of the stock foot pegs and I put them on. Gives me a lot more ability to stand. So what you get with this on the suspension, you get 7.1 inches of travel in the front suspension. It's a bit on the soft side, but for the speed you're going, it's fine. And 5.9 inches on the rear shock. So there's the rear shock. Neither of them are adjustable at all. Even the rear, on the specs, Honda says it's adjustable on the preload, but it is not. There is no adjustment on it. The headlight is a halogen headlight. It's not LED. The brake and clutch levers are non-adjustable, so there's no adjustment to that. As far as your instrumentation, you got the speedometer, you got an odometer, you got a trip odometer, you've got turn signals, headlight and neutral indicator. And your basics like the electric starter and kill switch, high and low beams, and your turn signal light. That's all you got. It's an entry level bike, and that's how they keep the cost down. You do get a 2.8 gallon fuel tank, which is awesome. Honda claims 124 miles per gallon. I'm doing mostly trails. It's between street and trails, 50-50. I'll put it that way. And I've been recording about 80 miles to the gallon, but the bike isn't broken in yet. So 124 miles per gallon seems like a pretty good claim, but I'm not seeing it. But I'm happy, really happy with the 80 miles per gallon. Let me think anything else. I am going to get a skid plate for it. It does have pretty good ground clearance. I think it's 9.4 inches. I'm not sure. I'd have to recheck that. But I do hit bottom on it, so I have to get an aftermarket skid plate. The one that comes that you could buy from Honda is such a cheap plastic one. I'd rather keep looking and find a good aluminum one. And hand guards, I'm going to get that. But the next thing I'm going to get is this engine. They claim it's 12.5 horsepower, and I think it's 9 foot-pounds of torque, but I'm not sure on the torque. But I wish I would have got something with a little more horsepower. But doing some investigation, I found the easiest way to get a little bit more torque low end is to change the front sprocket. Go down like 2 teeth, and they say it makes a pretty good difference. So, and then I don't have to change the chain for right now. So I'm gonna get an aftermarket front sprocket and put that on, and then I'll let all you guys know how I feel about that. But as far as this bike, I am loving it. I'm an older person. Oh, in the spring, I already have plans because my riding ability is increasing. Back to, well, I'm older now, but it's getting back to where I'm feeling really confident in my abilities. I'm doing hill climbs and what this bike is capable. I was going to get the Honda CRF 300 Rally, and I was really leaning toward that. But I just discovered and looked this bike up because I was at Schaefer's Power Sports in Schuylkill Haven, Pennsylvania, and they have KTMs, and a lot of those bikes are so expensive, but they have a bike out now. It's called the KTM 390 Adventure, and for 2023 they were cast rims, but for 2023 they have a spoke rim. On this bike, when I get this, I'm going to be doing tons of reviews on this because I looked this bike over. They have a $500 rebate on it, so your out the door price on the KTM 390 Adventure spoked wheel is around $8,000, which is a little bit more than the Honda CRF Rally out the door. The dealer told me that one would be about $7,500, so it's an extra $500. But with the KTM 390 Adventure, you're getting so much more electronics, ABS, lean sensitive. It's just, adjustable suspension front and back. And it is a heavier bike. This XR150 is 282 pounds wet. The KTM 390 Adventure that I want is about 365 pounds wet with a 3.8 gallon tank. So, but the seat height is the same as my XR150, and it's very capable on the street too. I'm not going to get any further into it. YouTube it and see what you think. If you already have the XR150, or if you do have experience and you have a little more of the budget, this might be something you're interested in. The KTM 390 Adventure, I would go with the spoked wheel version. The difference between the two of them is with the cast wheel, it's tubeless. If you get a flat, you can plug it on the trail. But if you bend, you're more likely to bend a rim if you do any kind of aggressive riding. Well, I'll keep you guys updated on any of my changes, and you have a good day. I'm gonna continue to work this channel. If you'd please give me a like and subscribe if this was helpful to you. And everybody have a good day. And if you're thinking about buying the Honda XR150, I would highly recommend it. But especially if you're an entry-level rider or an older rider like me, you're just gonna have tons of fun on it. Just don't expect any high horsepower. It's a low displacement engine. You get a little more grunt than you would out of the Honda Grom or the Trail 70, the Trail 125 that they have out, which I love that bike too, but it just would not be capable for what I want to do on it. Oh, 19-inch front wheel, 17-inch back wheel. That's what you get on this. And a short wheelbase. And remarkably, the KTM 390 Adventure that I would like has a 1917 also. So that keeps the seat height down, and very capable bike. Check it out. But everybody have a good day. Thank you.